Good morning, Facebook. My name is Maureen Claffy, and I'm an artist, and so are you. And I hope that during this time of coronavirus, you're making art because it is tremendously life-giving, anxiety-reducing, and joyful. So art is truly a pathway to joy. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I thought what I would do is take you on a little tour of supplies and materials, as well as current work that I'm working on. I just want to kind of give you an idea of how I work. Every artist, and again, you are an artist, has, hi Evelyn, I'm so happy you're here. Every artist has a process, and whether you know it or not, you have your own process, and it's a beautiful thing to honor it. So we're going to be talking today about my artistic process so that you can recognize and embrace your own artistic process. Okay? So I love art materials. This is one of my favorite things. This is a travel brush. I love to always have art supplies with me wherever I go. When I travel, and I usually always carry a notebook. And I sketch in it, but it's really beautiful to be able to pull out a brush like this. It breaks apart. Do you see that? It's like that, and it breaks apart. And then this cap goes on the top. Sorry, I just like to tighten up the bristles. So it's like this really cool little thing. It's like this little bullet, right? So the bristles are protected. This is a squirrel hair brush. It's made by Raphael, which I believe is a French manufacturer, and I love France. So to me, this is like a little connection to a place I love in the world. The way it's bound together is really cool. Imagine like squirrel hairs. Who takes squirrel's hair and put them on? It's crazy, but the way it holds water is truly magnificent. It comes in all different shapes and sizes, and you can make marks with it that are very, very unique. So that's one of my favorite little things here. And you know what's cool about a brush is, like, look at this thing, how small this is. In its abbreviated form, it fits right in your hand. And it almost becomes an extension of your fingers. You can hold it like this. You can hold it like this. Okay? Then you add this to it, and it becomes almost like a magic wand. You can hold it way back here, and you'll make a completely different type of line that way. Okay? So embrace materials. And I have to tell you, I've done some of my most beautiful paintings with, this is about a $30 item, and you can get it at Blick, and they're close to the cash register. That's where they keep them. Yes, I love travel brushes. So thank you for that, Evelyn. But I have painted some of my most beautiful paintings with makeup brushes from Walgreens. Go and look. Like, you can find art supplies in really unexpected places. It's great to like be able to afford something that's, you know, kind of expensive, a $30 brush. The only thing I think is really worth spending money on, honestly, well, brushes and high quality pigment and paper. Yeah. And canvas. Okay. So, but these essentials you can augment and add to. So look, next time you go to Walgreens, look at the watercolor brushes. There are natural hair brushes there. They're natural hair, and you can get like a package of really interesting ones for like 20 bucks. And then you can see all the different lines that you can make with brushes, because this is a Master's Touch brush. It's a Hobby Lobby product. It's like what I would consider kind of like a middle quality. It's beautiful. It works really well with watercolor. It doesn't push acrylic the way I would like to see. Okay, and it's a little bit thin, but for the price, and Hobby Lobby puts everything half off, which I kind of honestly really enjoy. This is another one of their brushes. So we have angled brushes. Here's another squirrel hair brush. This is a Raphael with a wooden shaft. It is not a travel brush. And like, can you see that head size? Like, that's a really interesting head size. You can make so many, it holds so much water. And I'm going to bring you down here to see, this is what I set up for us to talk about today. And so I like to keep, like, when I'm working on a project, I like to have like pretty things. This is just like a tray that I got at Tuesday morning. It's a ceramic tray, but it's really beautiful. It's blue and white, and that's so cheerful. So when I was finishing my Mercy Triumphs painting, which I did finish, and I'm going to post about it later, and I put it on the back of my door so that I see it as I leave my apartment. And it's like a remembrance that, you know, mercy triumphs everywhere as we leave our places of living and head out into the day. So I kept everything, all the supplies that I was working on in this little container because it helped me feel organized. And I think when we're making art, there's so much going on in the creation of it that it's nice to feel organized with our materials. So this is how I do it. You can do it any way you want. Here's my little Sharpie. And then what I'll do is once I finish a piece, I'll put everything back. Like I'll put all the Prismacolor pencils back with the Prismacolor pencils, and I'll put my metallic markers back together, because I'm usually doing a lot of things. Like I'm creating art and I'm creating businesses and I'm teaching. And so in the non-coronavirus time of life, I have to be organized because I need to be able to find things so that I can present them and use them not only for myself but for other people. Yeah, so you know, this is a sweet little way to organize myself. Here's my little iridescent paints. I want to talk to you about this because this is a really, really cool thing. This is made by, you can get this at Hobby Lobby, and it's honestly one of the best ones I've found. It's their Master's Touch. It's a clamshell palette. So it has this tray that you can mix on. Can you see that? You mix on that tray. And then what I did is I took all of my favorite watercolors. This was actually, there's a book that I'm illustrating, and I made a palette just for the book. And that's actually been on my mind a lot. I need to get back to that project. But I took like all the paints because I like to have some structure underneath where I can find the color that I want. And I know that as I go back to it, I can work with the color, because there's so much chaos that I put into things that I have to have some type of underlying structure that supports the work. And the way that I do that is like, you know, by keeping my materials together and then sorting them back out, but also keeping color palettes for certain projects. It just makes my mind relaxed in the creation that I have put all my colors together. So this is cool because like you can travel with these. I have some of these like for different projects. This is like, I want to say a $20 item, and then you can buy them half off. Every other week Hobby Lobby has their Master's Touch products half off. So like for $10, and then you buy your own paint in tubes and you squeeze it in. This is Daniel Smith. These are Daniel Smith iridescents right here. I actually like the Japanese ones better. A lot of these, but these blues from Daniel Smith, especially these like Mediterranean colors, are fantastic, and so are their yellows. This is a Sennelier color. It's the only Sennelier watercolor that I used to date. Actually, that's not true. I just bought a dry box of theirs, but this is like the chartreuse green that is incredibly vibrant. When you go into the stores, especially when you go into like a place like Blick, take the time to speak to people, because they know a lot, and most of them are artists, and they can point you towards really interesting and new materials. Okay, so there's that. And then coming over here, can you see this big pile of art? And that's my hair, and that's me. This is a big pile of art, and this is, I'm going to just lift this up right here. I hope I can do this. Okay, so this is a current pile of work that I'm working on. So I'm working on probably, I don't know, maybe there's got to be at least 30 pieces of work here. These I started on the beach last summer, and I took a piece of watercolor paper and I folded it in half. This is sold in a tablet form. This is an Arches paper, and I folded it in half and I did two separate sides. There's some like really interesting color gradation and variations. What I'll do is I'll like sit under the trees at my sister's house, or I'll sit on the beach and I'll just lay down structure. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna like let all these things flow out of me, and then I know I have captured this essence in this moment, and I'll come back to them. So that's my job now, and I'm not sure when I'm quite gonna do it, but I'm gonna go. This is a really fun one. And honestly, what I was thinking about as I was doing these, I had just started a scarf line, and we were in the design phase, and I was thinking about the next seasons in terms of the scarves and like what I would like to see. So my plan is to build a lot of these out into really detailed and beautiful form. This is a super fun one. Do you see this? I put this in the sink and I kind of ruined it. This is like one of the only things that I think I may have ruined beyond repair. Although I think I'm going to chase it down because I think it'll make a lovely pair of yoga pants with this black background and these really bright flowers and all this really, I don't know if you can see this, that really small design work. Like, so I'm going to go back. Here's where I put it in the kitchen sink. I put it in the kitchen sink right here, and that was the part that I thought, I don't know if I can retrieve that, but I'm going to try. There is an acrylic ink, I can't remember who makes it, that would probably cover some of this and really pop it. And yeah, so I wanted to make like some pairs of yoga pants for people who like black. A lot of people like black, but with color, to encourage people to wear color because it's so helpful to wear color. I think it is. This is my box of things I'm currently working on. This is held in a U-line product, which is like, it's a factory ticket. My dad had a factory, so you know, a factory ticket is where you keep all the instructions on how to create something. And so this makes me feel close to my dad. And inside I have all of these little sketches and things that I'm working on. These were all the sketches for a show I just did in the city at Chicago Luxury Beds. These were the little painted sketches that I did. This was an American flag. So I've got like all these things. And what I do with these is I eventually either frame them or move them into notebooks, which I'll show you another day. I have these massive notebooks where I catalog all of my ideas. And what's really nice about that is that when I go to do commissioned work for people, I'll bring my catalogs and they get to see like this full range of my work and ideas that I've had, and I'm always really surprised at what people pick. And so that's really fun. Hi Kevin, thanks for watching. It's so nice to see you. Hi Kimberly. Deborah, how beautiful to see you. Thank you so much everyone for joining me. I look so forward to doing this. I was in the woods this morning with my daughter Annie. Nature is there for us. Nature is comforting us and encouraging us through this time. So don't forget to get out into nature. We've been walking every morning in the woods. My daughter Annie's staying with me and my two dogs who are asleep over there. So I want to take you back down to my pile and then I think that'll be it for the day, and we'll paint tomorrow. But again, let's go back and look at some of the other work I'm working on, okay? So this is a really beautiful piece. This kind of inspired a whole new way of working for me. It was called, I can't remember what I called it, but I just know that when I make these lines, I feel connected, like this is my expression of the face of God, are these like circular lines that I make. And yeah, it just felt like so much movement moving through it. These are, again, this is a whole stack of things that I loved this one. I just felt like the layering on this was core watercolor, and this was my first attempt at it, and I was so interested in the way they mixed the color. It had more of an earth feel to it, even in their brights. I would encourage you to look at core watercolor. It's lovely, and that's QOR, and it's made by the Golden Company, and they are an amazing company. They made my favorite acrylic paints. So here's another one. So I think this will probably be a line of scarves, possibly in the spring. I'm working on thinking about that. That's a really lovely one. This I don't know that I'm going to take to completion. I feel like I overworked it to a point where recovering it would take a lot of work, so I'm going to have to decide. Here's another one. Again, it's the same process. It's like, enjoy yourself with watercolor. Let it dry and then build on it. So I'm in the building stage with all of these, and I did these at my sister's lake house, sitting underneath the trees. Here's sand right here, which I just so love. And you know what? This photographs, like when I have this scanned or photographed, the sand will be in it, and it will be so beautiful. So don't be afraid of the natural elements. I've thrown paintings in the lake. What's really cool is letting Mother Earth rain on your paintings. I've put like massive paintings outside on my patio tables and allowed rain to rain on them, and that was beautiful. So there's this. This is a really cool, this right there, that's core watercolor. Do you see I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, it's got this different feel to it. And I like it. This is one I'm probably really going to finish. I love the way that feels. And this is old. This is probably 5 years old. And I started this on the beach, and I just need to finish it, but I haven't. And so I pulled it out. And during this time of coronavirus, I think I'm probably going to finish both of these. These are on illustration board. I don't know if you've ever worked on illustration board, but what it is, it's a piece of cardboard with paper glued to the top. And it's a really handy way to work with things that when you're traveling. Like carrying these back and forth to the beach was really easy. So there's that, and just a couple more things. These are on moleskin paper, and I know a couple of you have asked about moleskin paper, and I did post. I went and found the exact thing off their website, and I posted about it on my Facebook page, and I believe I tagged you and sent you messages. So this is moleskin, and what's cool about this, can you see this? This is a seam. This is where the book is sewn together. How cool is that? So what I do is I get those books and I cut them apart, and then I use the black clamshell to carry them around, and it feels very official and fun. And so that's one piece. Oh, this is a cool little piece on handmade paper. This, I don't know where I'm going with that, and I'm not sure I want to finish it, but we'll decide about that later. Here's another one, and I started these on the beach with my daughters. So that was really fun. And then that was another beginning. So, and there's a couple more down here. So could you imagine finishing all this stuff? And I think I will. And I think I'm going to watch a lot of Frankie and Grace when I'm doing it, because I can't stop watching that show, and it's so much fun. So if you are interested in having your work scanned, just send me a message and I'll send you to my source. I have this guy in Elmhurst who scans work, and then you can create your own things with it. You can do note cards, you can do fabric, and let me know. But I just wanted you to see like my artistic process, some supplies that I like, and hopefully take the time to like set up a little space in your life where you can make art and you have your beautiful little supplies, and you honor your process and you honor what you bring to the world, because your gift is so important, especially in this time of fear. Create art, make art for yourself so that you're good, and then that goodness you can bring to others. I'm gonna go get in the shower. It was a wonderful morning in the woods with the dogs, and I'm off to making art today, and I'm also doing a lot of digital work, which is really fun. It's funny, you know, it's the things that scare us that we really need to expand into. It's the things when something frightens us, we need to go, okay, like, am I in danger? Because if I'm not in danger, why is this scaring me? And I need to really look at it. So let me know if I can help you. And Lee, yes, send me a personal message. And you know what I'll do? I'll just post on my Facebook page. Osseo Brown Editions, they're in Elmhurst. Adam Brown is amazing, and he'll take your stuff and he'll scan it, and if you don't live locally, he may be able to refer you to someone. I know people send him things from all over the United States, and he just happens to be in my backyard. He's really, his wife is an artist, and he's amazing at what he does. So thank you, all my love to you, and call me, text me with any, you should send me a message with any questions. Thank you so much for watching. Hi Lee, how are you? Yes, yeah, so it's totally doable. Enjoy, everyone. Have a beautiful day. All my love to you. Stay safe, stay positive, and keep making art.